college I had an economics professor who called himself a minimalist, and he believed in this idea of minimalism, sleeping on a bamboo rug or whatever instead of a mattress. And he said, I had done that for a few months when I got my new apartment, and then I decided that that's one I could hedge a little on. And I went and got a mattress. But minimalists believe that the more things, the more material things you have in this life, in this world, the more distracted you are. And Nietzsche says this is another group that is just, we can just loop them in with the preachers of death. If they were full of pity through and through, they would make life insufferable for their neighbors. They don't really, they're not full of that much pity as they preach, or then they would be just a pain to be around them. To be evil, that would be their real goodness, but they want to get out of life. What do they care that with their chains and presents they bind others still more tightly? So you say to them, quit preaching religion, it's evil, this is a disgusting evil thing. Look, buddy, I don't care about the world anyway. Why would I care what I do in the world? Why would I care what kind of evil I create? So I create chains and slavery and torture wrecks. This world's not even important. And you too, for whom life is furious work and unrest, are you not very wary of life? I think that's a line that probably spoke to Ayn Rand, huh? Are you not very ripe for the preaching of death? Maybe not that one. All of you to whom furious work is dear, and whatever is fast, new, and strange, you find it hard to bear yourselves. Your industry is escape, and the will to forget yourselves. If you believed more in life, you would fling yourselves less to the moment. Aha, there's a rich line. Now, I have to say, flinging myself to the moment is a habit that I have. If you could say that playing solitaire, which I don't play, but Ayn Rand played endless games of solitaire, many, many games of solitaire, endlessly on her kitchen table, she said. Believe in a New York apartment, but maybe it was in Chicago, and I think a New York apartment is that comes from. And just whiling away hours doing nothing else. And that is sort of flinging yourself to the moment, because what the hell good is a game of solitaire? It doesn't matter one way or the other what you're going to do for dinner tonight, or what you're going to do tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or certainly it doesn't make any difference to the world at large what this game of solitaire. But yet it is undertaken. And I have my games of solitaire. So I hedge my habit by always having documentaries or lectures or something else, a good novel, Crime and Punishment or whatever, playing in the background. I always hedge myself against that as much as I can. But I still have my moments of playing solitaire. And he says if you believed more in life, you would fling yourself less towards the moment. So, Ayn Rand flung herself less toward the moment when she was working on Atlas Shrugged. That wasn't just momentary. That was a long-term project that lives way past her. To the extent that you put yourselves or fling yourself on long-term things, not momentary things, to that extent, the long-term is more important to you than the momentary. You believe more in life, says Nietzsche. So, to the long-term, let us not escape the irony of a momentary embellishment, indulgence. But you do not have content enough in yourselves for waiting, and not even for idleness. Everywhere the voice of those who preach death is heard, and the earth is full of those to whom one must preach death, or eternal life. That is the same to me, if only they pass away quickly. Thus spoke Zarathustra. I don't care if they speak of death or eternal life, as long as they die quick. Get them out of here, I don't care. Doesn't matter which one they're talking about, it's all nonsense. Okay, on war and warriors. We do not want to be spared by our best enemies, nor by those whom we love thoroughly. So let me tell you the truth. My brothers in war, I love you thoroughly. I am and I was of your kind, and I am also your best enemy. So let me tell you the truth. I know of the hatred and envy of your hearts. You are not great enough not to know hatred and envy. Or let's rephrase that without all the double negatives. You are so small that you have to know hatred and envy. They must be known to you. Be great enough then not to be ashamed of them. And if you may not be as great as to be above these, but at least own up to them. Be that great at least. And if you cannot be saints of knowledge, at least be its warriors. You know, there you go. So you're not the historical Ayn Rand. If you can't be a saint, be a warrior. Pick up a sword. This is a metaphor. We don't need to go on the physical offensive. Well, we do, I mean. But I think we should do it with our wallets. We should do it with bombs and planes and stuff. And less with intellectuals going and getting swords. But if your contribution isn't as great as Ayn Rand's, which virtually nobody is going to be able to claim, Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, or Ayn Rand's mantle. I mean, those are three extremely, extremely important thinkers in history. And if you are upset about not being one of the top guys, fall in the ladder somewhere else, or be a warrior. Fall in the ranks. And what's wrong with serving the cause as a warrior in the ranks? Whatever that means, even if it means leaving hundreds of thousands of excellent comments all over YouTube, or whatever. Do your part. Swing a sword, you know. Okay, I see many soldiers. We just have to have that one more time. If you cannot be saints of knowledge, at least be its warriors. They are the companions and the forerunners of such sainthood. So there can be times when it's not possible for you to be a saint of knowledge. There are times when everybody who wants to fight for knowledge needs to be a warrior. That was true during the revolution against Britain when America revolted and declared independence. Everybody had to become a warrior. Even the intellectuals became warriors. One of them led an army. He was medium intellectual. He was a very smart, educated man, George Washington. This is true in Iran today. It doesn't matter where you stand on political rights and stuff in Iran. If you don't want to be subject to dictatorship, you got to pick up rocks and bricks and stuff and throw them at the police and not let up. Cripple the country until there's a change. That's what's going on right now. And these warriors for knowledge end up being the forerunners of the saints. Saints can't come until the warriors have cleared a patch of ground, so to speak. I see many soldiers. Would that I saw many warriors. Oh, that's another Greek line. Can you get away from the Greeks? You can't. Let's see. The Spartans were at the battlefront, and someone marched up with an army, and the Spartan commander said, "You have brought many soldiers, but only Sparta has brought men." Something like this. Anyways, can't get away from the Greeks. You can't. Uniform, one calls what they wear. Would that what it conceals were not uniform. It's unfortunate that it's what they wear, but it's also what's inside of them. Why are they all uniform inside? You should have eyes that always seek an enemy, your enemy. And some of you hate at first sight. Some of you, it's just a self-contained sentence. There are some of you who at first sight you can hate things. Your enemy shall seek, your war shall wage for your thoughts. And if your thought be vanquished, then your honesty should still find cause for triumph in that.